Good evening, student. Now I am going to take this pharmacology class for you all. I hope you all will be well in this pandemic situation. We came to take the classes by this through this video. I hope any doubts that you can call me. My name is Salome. I am working in pharmacy. If anything, you can call me and you can ask any doubts or notes, anything. Well, I'll explain to you people, and any notes if you people needs that I will give you. Hope you're all enjoying at home. Study well, pray and behave. Now I'm going to take pharmacology, general pharmacology. First of all, we want to know what is pharmacology. Pharmacology is nothing. It's a science that deals with drugs. Science that deals with drugs. It's called pharmacology. It includes a detailed study of the history, properties and physiological effects, mechanism of action, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion and use of a drug. Pharmacology is science which deals with the drugs, and it includes detailed study of the history, properties, physiological effects, mechanism of action, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion and uses of drug. So we studied it. Pharmacology means it's study of drug. Now we want to know what is drug. A drug is defined as any substances which is used to cure, diagnose or prevent a disease. Drug means a substances which is used to cure, diagnose or prevent a disease is called drug. Drug means any substances what we are taking that it should cure from that disease or it should be prevent from the disease is called drug. Okay, now we are going to see about the main divisions in the pharmacology. First we want to see materia media. First we want to see the materia media. What is materia media? It deals with source, descriptions and preparation of drugs. It's an old branch of the pharmacology. Materials means what we are, how we are, the sources, how we are getting, how we are descriptions and how we are preparing the drugs is called materia media. Later we are going to see all these preparations, what are the sources we are going to use. This all we are going to study in the sources of the drug. Now the next topic of the pharmacology is pharmacodynamics. Pharmacodynamics means which deals with biochemical and physiological effect of drugs. Pharmacodynamics means it deals with biochemical and physiological effects of drugs, and also their mechanism of action is called pharmacodynamics. In shortly, pharmacodynamics means we can say what the drug does to the body. What the drug does to the body. Drug to the body is called pharmacodynamic. Next topic is pharmacokinetics. Pharmacokinetics means what body does to the drug. How it deals with the absorption and distribution, metabolism and excretion of drug. Absorption. First we are taking absorption and its distributions and it is metabolism, mechanism, what is happening. Next it's excretion, how it's coming on. It's called the excretion of the drug. Therapeutics, which is called concerned with the use of the drug for the curing the disease and relieving from their symptoms. Therapeutic means it's simply uses. It's when the therapeutic means it's saying therapeutic use. That means after taking the drug, what use is called therapeutics. That's called when the drug for curing the disease, and relieving from our symptoms. Next we are seeing the clinical pharmacology. Clinical pharmacology, which is the scientific study of drugs in man. It is scientific study of the drugs in the man. The efficacy and safety of the drug is studied in patients and healthy volunteers. Is called clinical pharmacology. What does clinical pharmacology means? Which is the scientific study of drugs in man. It is the scientific study of the drugs in man. The efficacy and safety of a drug, it's studied in the patients and healthy volunteers. Chemotherapy. What is the chemotherapy? Which deals with the effect of drugs on microorganisms and parasites which occurs in a living organism. It also included in the treatment of cancers. Next one is toxicology. Toxicology means which deals with poisonous effect of drugs. Detection of poisoning and its treatment. So these are all the parts of the pharmacology. These are all the main divisions of the pharmacology. Once again we will see it's a materia media, a pharmacodynamics. Materia media means it deals with the source and the description and preparation of the drugs. It's called materia media. Second one is pharmacodynamics. What is pharmacodynamics? What drug does to the body? Is pharmacodynamic. The third one is pharmacokinetic. Pharmacokinetic means what body does to the drug is pharmacodynamics. The fourth one is therapeutics. What is therapeutic? Which is concerned with the use of the drug. For curing disease or relieving them from the symptoms. The fifth one is clinical pharmacology. Clinical pharmacology means it's a scientific study of the drug. In man is called for clinical pharmacology. The sixth one is chemotherapy. What is chemotherapy? It is the effect of drugs on microorganism or parasites. It's called chemotherapy. The seventh part is toxicology. What is toxicology? Which deals with the poisonous effect of drugs. And detection of the poisoning and its treatment. It's also called as a toxicology. These are all the main divisions of the pharmacology. Now we saw about the pharmacology. Pharmacology means it's the science that deals with drugs. Then we saw what is a drug. Drug means is defined as any substances which is used to cure, diagnosis and prevent the disease. Then we saw all these 7 divisions of the pharmacology. All the the 7 divisions of the pharmacology. Then now we are going to see about the drug standards. What is meaning of drug standards? The government of most of the countries have established legal standards. They are having the established legal standards for all important drugs. These standards are published in a pharmacopoeia. Pharmacopoeia, which is an official code containing a list of established drugs along with their standards. They are following some well-known pharmacopoeia. So every drugs that after it is coming out, the products, everything we should give them standard assay for that. So then only we can say it is all one the established drug. So for every assays, every the stand, how we are going to find out the things, it's by the drug standards assays. With that we can find out the efficacies. So these are all will be in the Indian Pharmacopoeia, IP, Indian Pharmacopoeia. The British Pharmacopoeia, it will be BP, and the United States of Pharmacopoeia, it's called one the USP. Okay. The next one we are going to see about the sources of drugs. Now we are going to see about the classifications of the drugs. So the drugs have been divided into groups according to the area of the body they act on and the kind of actions they bring about, such as activations or depressions. In which kind of classifications we are going to see means how the drugs have been divided into groups according to the area of the body they act on and the kind of action they bring about, such as activation or depression. While we take the drug, it will classify where it is acting. After that, they will give the activation or it will give a depressions. So in both only it will happen. So according to the action of the drug, we are classification how. The first one is drugs acting on nervous system. Second one is biogenic amines and polypeptides. Third one is drugs used in a respiratory disorder. The fourth one is drugs used in cardiovascular disorder, CVS, drugs used in cardiovascular disorder. The fifth one is drugs acting on blood and blood forming organisms. The drug acting on blood and blood forming organism. The sixth one is the drugs acting on renal system. Nephro we used to say. The seventh one is drugs acting on gastrointestinal tract, GIT tract. Drugs acting on gastrointestinal tract. The eighth one is oxytoxic and uterine relaxants. These are all the classifications of the drugs. According to the uses of the place, the drug classification was done. The first one is drugs acting on nervous system. Under the drugs acting on nervous system, there is three divisions of that. One is drugs acting on CNS. What is CNS? Drugs acting on central nervous system. Example, alcohol. The second subdivision is local anesthetics. It's called procaine. The third one is drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. Example, nervous system. Example, adrenaline. So under the drugs acting on nervous system, we saw three sub-classification. The one is drugs acting on CNS, central nervous system. Example is alcohol. The second one is local anesthesia. Local anesthetics. Example, procaine. The third one is drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. It is called adrenaline. The second classification is biogenic amines and polypeptides. Biogenic amines and polypeptides. Example, histamines. The third one is drugs used in a respiratory disorder. Third one is drugs using in a respiratory disorder. Example, Asthalin. Fourth one is drugs used in cardiovascular disorder. Drugs used in cardiovascular disorder. Example, digoxin. The fifth one is drugs acting on blood and blood forming organism. Example, iron and folic acid. Iron and folic acid. The sixth one is drugs acting on renal system. Drugs acting on renal system. Example, Lasix. The seventh one is drugs acting on gastrointestinal tract. Drugs acting on gastrointestinal tract. Example, carminatives. Eighth one is oxytoxic and uterine relaxants, hormonal things. These all are the classifications of the drugs. These are all the classification of the drugs. Now we are going to see the nature and sources of drugs. We are going to see the nature and the sources of drugs. What is this? The development of drug in earlier times was more of a chance observation based on socio-cultural background. The development of drugs in earlier times was more a chance observations based on socio-cultural background. Today it's mainly based on a rational approach. So plants and animals are the main sources of drugs that are used even today, but synthetic and semi-synthetic substances and minerals also used. So in which sources the drugs are all we are preparing? So plants and animals are the main sources of the drug, and even today we are all using synthetic and semi-synthetic substances and minerals also we were using. So the first example is plants. Atropine, it is a plants. So it is we are getting from the belladonna plant. Then the digitalis. So digitalis, we are getting from the digitalis leaf. Next, morphine we are getting from the opium. Then digoxin and quinine, these are all the we are getting from the cinchona barks. So plants, for example, the sources from plants. What are the drugs we were getting from atropine we are getting from the belladonna. Digitalis that we are getting from the digitalis leaf, and morphine we are getting from opium, and digoxin, quinine we are getting from the cinchona bark. Next, animals. In animals, example, insulin and thyroid extract and heparin. Insulin, thyroid extract and heparin we are getting from the animals. Next, minerals. Minerals we are getting from the liquid paraffin and magnesium sulfate. Liquid paraffin and magnesium sulfate we are getting from minerals. Next one is synthetic. We saw about the plants, animals, minerals. Now we are going to see about the synthetic. Synthetic is one the aspirin, barbiturates, corticosteroids. Aspirin, barbiturates, corticosteroids. These are all the drugs we are getting from the synthetic molecules. And now we are going to see about the microorganism. Microorganism, bacteria, fungi, penicillium and bacteria. Now drugs produced by the genetic engineering. Drugs producing by the genetic engineering. We are getting on the human insulin and human growth hormones. Now we are going to see about the routes of drug administration. Now we are going to see about the routes of drug administration. What are the things we saw? In general pharmacology, what is pharmacology? What is the drug? The classification of the pharmacology. Then we saw about the classification of the drugs. Then we saw about the sources of drugs. Now we are going to see the routes of drug administration. Now we are going to see the routes of drug administration. That is, now first we are going to see about the topical use. Now we are going to see about the topical use. One is local. Topical means top. What we are applying on the top is called topical. Topical use, that is local application and administration at the site where desired action is sought. What the site where desired action is sought. Example, local applications of powder. What are the things we can apply on the top of the body? Top of the administration is called the topical. What are the things we can apply on the top? It is powder, lotions, ointments, drops, etc. Common sites are on the skin, eye, ear, throat, rectum and vagina. These are all the things we can apply. Powders, lotions, ointments and drops. Next one is oral route. Through mouth, the most commonly used route. Yes, it is a safe and convenient and economical route. Which one is the oral route? Oral route means it's through the mouth. Through the mouth. It's the most commonly used route, and it's a safe, convenient and economical route. Next one is submucosal. Submucosal means it's a sublingual route. The tablet is placed under the tongue. So under the submucosal, there is three divisions will be. The first one is sublingual. The tablet is placed under the tongue. Under the tongue is called sublingual. The tablet is placed under the tongue. The next one is transnasal. Via the nasal we can apply. Then the third one is transrectal. You all know about this. Next one, the parenteral route. What is parenteral route? Routes other than alimentary tract. Routes other than the alimentary tract. Ear, nose, then top and the mouth, and these are all the other tracts. So parenteral means all these are other than these all alimentary tract is called parenteral tract. That is one is we saw. It is an inhalations through nose, which it is absorbed by the capillaries and get into the circulations. What is inhalations? Through nose, where it's absorbed by the capillaries and gets into circulation. The main second division is the injections. So in which are all the derivatives, how we can use? See, intradermal, in the layers of the skin. Intradermal means in the layer of the skin is called intradermal. Example, BCG vaccine. Subcutaneous, so below the skin. Subcutaneous means below the skin. Example, insulin. The third one is intramuscular, into the muscles. Some drugs which injected are more slowly absorbed than when taken orally. Example, diazepam and digoxins. Sometimes it will take time when we took the drugs in orally. So they will use the intramuscular. So it will absorb very easily. The next one is intravenous, into veins. Intra-arterial, used for diagnostic studies like angiogram. intra-arterial. It is called intra-arterial. It's used for diagnostic studies like angiograms. Next one, it is intrathecal, into subarachnoid space. Example, spinal anesthesia. Intrathecal means it's into subarachnoid space. Example spinal anesthesia. Next, intraperitoneal, into the peritoneum, for babies with dehydrations. Next, intramedullary, into the bone marrow. Intramedullary means into the bone marrow. It's used very rarely for babies for dehydrations. Intra-articular, it is into the joints. Intra-articular, into the joints. Next one is subconjunctival and retrobulbar. These are all the varieties for the injections. Okay, students, I hope you are all getting into me. Okay, we saw what is pharmacology. And what is drugs. What is the main divisions in pharmacology. Then we saw about the classification of drug. Then we saw the sources of drugs, how we are all getting. Next one, we saw about the roots of the drugs. Then we saw about the roots of the drugs. Now we are going to see about the absorption of the drugs. What is absorptions of the drugs? It is it will come under pharmacokinetics. We are going to see about the absorption of the drugs, mechanism of the drugs, excretion of the uses of the excretions of the drugs also we are going to see. We know the absorptions of drugs means a drug can enter into the circulation and reach the site of actions only after absorptions. When the drug will give actions after the absorptions. So a drug can enter into the circulation and reach the site of actions only it should absorb. Only after the absorption only. The absorption of the drug involves in passage across the cell membrane and it will start the action. So the passage of drugs, the absorption of drugs, it should be involved in the passage across the cell membrane. So what is the passage of drugs across the cell membrane? Drugs can pass through the cell membrane by two processes. One is passive transfer. The next one is specialized transport. The next one is specialized transport. Passive transfer means it is simple diffusion and filtration. Passive transfer means it is simple diffusions and filtrations. What is specialized transport means? It is the active transport, facilitated diffusions and cytosis. So these are all the methods. According to these methods only, the absorption of the drug is taking part in this. Okay. The next one is distribution of drugs. How it is distribution of the drugs after drug absorbed. First, now we saw about the absorption of drugs. Absorption of drug was done by the two methods. One is passive transfer. The next one is the specialized transport. Now it is distribution of the drug. After a drug is absorbed, it is distributed to various body tissues and fluids. Drugs which easily pass through cell membrane achieve wide and distributions. Drugs which do not pass through cell membrane are limited in their distributions. So it is entry into the central nervous system. Distributions, entry of drugs into the central nervous system is limited by blood and blood barriers. So the story, so it will enter into the fetal circulations. It will how it will distribute the distributions will be done into the, it will enter into the central nervous system. It will enter into the fetal circulation entries also. Next, what is the next one? The biotransformations of drugs. It's a metabolism of the drugs. Alteration of the drugs in a living organism is known as biotransformations. What is biotransformations? Alteration of the drug. Alteration of the drugs in the living organism is known as a biotransformations. By this process, a drug may either be inactivated or converted into a more active component. In this biotransformations action only, the drug either can be inactivated or it can be converted into the more active component. Okay, either it can be inactivated or it can be converted into the more active component. So this biotransformation is sometimes it will called as drug metabolism, or it will called as detoxifications. Detoxifications. If the question is coming as biotransformation of drug or drug metabolism or detoxification, everything we should write about this only. So by means of biotransformation, the duration of action of a drug is decreased. Hence, the toxicity is also decreased. So, they were telling it means in the transformation, the duration of action of a drug is decreased. Hence, the toxicity is also decreased. So, there is a method of biotransformations. The reactions which bring about biotransformation of drugs, it's classified as non-synthetic reaction and synthetic reaction. The biotransformation will